Happy day. Welcome to M.O.P classroom. This is Durgabhavani, Assistant Professor, BBA Shift 1 from the Department of Management Studies. Today, we will just look into the topic overview of brand and brand management. Before starting up, we will just see what a brand truly is about. To start with the module, it comprises of the following criteria. It tells us about what a brand is, how a brand differs from a product, and what is the key components of a brand management, what are the essentials of it, and why a brand is required. So, moving on to the first slide, it's like what a brand is. When we speak about a brand, it is far above a logo, picture, or a product in a shelf. Beyond that, it is an identity of a company, the trust which is gained over a years, and the loyalty of the consumers. So, all these things put together to form a brand. Next is like how it differs from a product. So, when we speak about a product, it is a comprising of a whole product or an item which we seek for. When we speak about a brand, it is the perception, the company reputation which is gained over the years. So, when we speak about a product, it is a tangible or an intangible item for which it has been created. And next, regarding the functionality, brand is based upon the trust, loyalty, and the emotional connect of a particular person, whereas in case of a product, it fulfills the functional need for which it has been designed. And when it comes to the longevity, it is like the brand evolves over a period of time, whereas the product comes with a life cycle. Then for example of a brand, it is Apple. When it comes to a product, it is iPhone. So, next is like building why a brand management is important. We will move on to the next slide. What is brand management? A brand management is a strategic art of building and maintaining a strong brand which is accomplished by customer brand awareness, brand loyalty, and brand equity. It is like when we speak about the brand awareness, it tells us about how the customer is known about the product, the services which the brand has, and the loyalty is nothing but over the years how the customers has gained a trust towards that particular brand, and equity is nothing but the overall value the particular brand has gained in minds of that particular customer. And next is like these are the key components of a brand management. It starts with brand strategy. Brand strategy is nothing but the values, the core ideas, the vision, and the mission statement based upon which the brand has been created. And next is like your brand identity. Here all the visual elements are taken into consideration, like the brand color, the visual design, the logo, all these things takes into picture to make a complete brand. Next is like brand messaging. Brand messaging is nothing but how the message, it is like how the idea of creating a brand is communicated throughout the various stages of the particular brand and how it reaches to the end customer. That is what a brand messaging tells us about. And brand experience speaks about how the customer is carried away for based upon the various products or services which they are rendering and using with that particular brand. So, that is what the brand experience speaks about. And next is like the brand loyalty. It is like over the years how the customer is very trustworthy and how the brand is making its trust towards that particular brand is nothing but your brand loyalty. And then it's like brand equity. Over the period of time, the value which has been gained by that particular brand in minds of the customer, that is when a person thinks about a particular brand, the image or the value, the reputation what the customer feels has been combined together to form the brand equity. And next is like brand positioning. In midst of the n number of products available in the market, it's like among the ocean of products how a brand is successful in establishing its place in the competitive markets. And next is like brand consistency. So, in spite of all the technological updations, in spite of the frequent requirement and the various demands in the market, how the brand is able to sustain and survive in the market, that is what the brand consistency is. So, without losing its moral values and the core ideas in which the brand has been framed, the company is able to maintain its brand consistency. Next is like why we need a brand management. So, it is like with the brand management, we can make sure that the particular product is consistent enough, the perception. It is like they have a good perception about the product. The motive of creating a product is being fulfilled. So, that is the reason we have the brand management. And next, what are the key challenges in the brand management? So, when we speak about the challenges, it differs. It's like in the crowded market there will be n number of products. So, how do we position our product in the market is defined in the first point. That is a biggest challenge of how do we place our product in the busy markets. In midst of the competitors, how do I position the particular brand in the market deals in the crowded market. Next is like managing global versus the local markets. In the global markets, it is like they have a trend of updating the products frequently. So, how do the particular brand matches the global markets in contrast with the local ideas, so that they can have a successful run of the product, and they also need to the requirement of the local audience, and this is an achievement what the brand is going to have it. That is what the local versus the global branding. And next is like the technology and digital transformation. Here, as and when the technology gets updated, it becomes very difficult for the certain companies to update the technology because of the cost factors or else the manpower efficiency. So, if a brand is successful in adapting those technology and transforming the products to the requirements and needs of the customer, then they will be successful in the market and they will be recognized as a successful brand. And next is like adapting to the changing consumer behavior. This is a basic criteria to survive in the market, because as and when the needs and wants of the consumer starts to change on, the brand also has to establish with various products and services, so that they cater to the needs and requirements of all the consumers which are available in the markets. So, these are the major challenges which has been faced by the brand management. So, as a whole picture, it is like in spite of the continuous process of updation and meeting to the requirements of the consumers, catering to the needs and requirement, in spite of all these things, a brand is successful only when they adapt to the changes of the end consumer. And it is like they have to make, while doing so, the brand has to make sure that they are not deviating from the set goals, their vision statement, their mission statement, and also make sure that they are in par with the consumer requirements. Only those brands will survive in the markets. So, when we speak about brand management, it is not a one-time effort, it is a continuous strategic process which involves a commitment, a clarity, and a clear vision. With this, we can achieve a successful brand management. Hope you all understood the session. Thank you for listening. Hope you all understood. For more such videos, please like, subscribe, share M.O.P Classroom.